I say we start. It's a couple minutes after 2. Some people are jumping on. We're ready to move forward. And today we're going to spend about 45 minutes talking about blogging, the importance of blogging. I know so many people hear about blogging, but what we're finding and what we're seeing is the agencies that are coming out and visiting our agency and those that do have a blog are blogging incorrectly, which is almost like a waste of time and money, only because there's certain techniques that we really need to abide by, because first and foremost, Google sets algorithms. And when we write blogs, we really need to be concentrated on what exactly is the algorithm that Google may be looking for. So the way we're writing it and the way we're presenting it, it's going to be very, very, very important. We're going to talk about website design. One big topic I'm going to pound and really talk about a lot is the difference between renting a website and owning a website. So many agencies out there are renting websites, and I will tell you the difference and why it could really put you in a bad situation, especially if you start to really gain internet traffic and website traffic and start converting those to clients. What can happen by renting versus owning? And last but not least, email marketing. We hear all about email marketing and people talk about email marketing. The industry magazines seem to be saying, and the people that are writing about, that email is dead. I'm going to tell you, email is not dead. On the last webinar that we talked about is Forrester Research still says with their research that email marketing is still one of the #1 tools of generating new business along with ways to communicate with existing clients. It's just a huge, huge way. And really what we're going to want to separate when I'm out in Kentucky, I really want to separate the difference between new business versus the difference between renewal business versus the business that is considered onboarding. So when you take on a new client, we want to talk about these. Today, we're just going to touch upon them, but we're really going to dive deep when we're out there to educate you on the differences in the strategies that are drastically different for all forms of email marketing.
Of course. And today we're just going to be brushing up on onboarding with email marketing. But for anyone that is interested in attending the Lexington, Kentucky PIA conference going on March 20th and 21st, you will still have a chance to register today. We're just giving you a little tidbit of what we have to bring to Kentucky later this month. So without further ado, let's get started with blogging.
Why should an agency be blogging? First and foremost, if you have no website and you really have no internet traffic or looking for internet traffic, I would tell you, why blog? Blogging is really meant for internet traffic. And at the end of the day, when you go to Google and you put and type into the search bar exactly what you're looking for, that is the absolute key to generating and driving and having people find you. So why blog? First and foremost, blogging is absolutely critical to search engine optimization. Real fancy word, but really simply, if somebody is looking for insurance, business insurance in Kentucky, you want to show up first. That is what SEO stands for. Search engine optimization. It's really simple. Getting you to be found and hopefully on the first page in search. Another reason to be blogging is to communicate and interact with customers and targeted audience. When I'm out in Kentucky, one of the first things we're going to do when we talk about blogging is we're going to sit down and we're going to do personas. And one of the next slides is going to talk about personas and what they do. But we're really going to fill out a persona, and that's what's going to drive the targeted market that we're going to be looking for. Each and every one of you may be chasing a different form of business. Some may be chasing garages, some may be chasing high-end homes, high-valued homes, whatever it might be. We are going to create a persona, and it's going to be very pinpointed, and that's what we're going to look to attract in the internet world, which is going to be established through blogging. Brand awareness. I beat brand last webinar. I'm going to beat it again when I'm out there. Your brand is your everything. It's what separates you from your competition. And last but not least, establishing trust. And I'm going to show you some ways that we're going to establish trust. Establishing trust means you're going to become an expert. How do you become an expert? You focus your persona on a very niche, targeted type of clientele that you're looking for. Okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to pound it. We're going to rinse and repeat the blogs and the stories that we're going to tell. And that's going to end up helping you earn and establish trust through blogging. So with that being said, we're going to move on to the next slide.
Right, and blogging is entirely critical to the customer experience from the ground up, because when you think about the customer experience journey, the first thing that your customers do when they experience a problem is they're going to ask their friends and family for a potential word of mouth referral on how they can get a solution to their problem. But of course, if they don't find the solution for their problem through a word of mouth referral, they're going to turn to Google. And you need to be active on your blog to not only create more landing pages on a regular basis for your agency website, but also to answer the questions that your customers have. You want to be answering their questions before your competition. That way you have a chance to establish trust very early on in the relationship and potentially convert a warm lead later on. So we are going to be looking at personas here. What is a persona exactly? Well, we asked our good friends over at HubSpot, and they answered. A buyer or marketing persona is a semi-fictional representation of your ideal customer based on your market research and real data about your existing customers. And it's created to help your customers' wants, needs, problems, and solutions to those problems. Once you have a buyer persona for each of your ideal customer types, you'll be able to understand them better and attract more like-minded individuals to your agency through that targeted content. So what we're looking at is we're going to actually focus on what customers we're actually very good at selling to already, because that's going to be an opportunity for our insurance agencies to build and attract more like-minded customers through that audience. So we want to figure out what we're best at already so we can capitalize more on it. So we're going to research our customer database, whether that's through our agency management system or surveying our social media, what have you. We're going to study our customer base and figure out what we're the best at so we can get even better at it and attract more of those like-minded individuals through content-targeted marketing.
It's going to all make sense when we're sitting down with you and handing you a sheet that we can actually show you a persona template. And it's going to make a lot of sense. And once we go line by line and fill it out, I think it's going to make you more comfortable. And at the end of the day, we hope that while I'm there, we're going to write a blog and get it ready and show the goods, the bads, and the differences of each other's blogs so that we can all get better and hopefully teach not only to do blogging properly, but also really strategize on putting together a consistency strategy, which is very important when it comes to blogging. Blogging doesn't mean you just literally write and post a blog anytime you want. That is not the strategy we're going to teach you. We're going to teach you the importance of first finding out and studying your actual audience to find out when are they online. And then we're going to post, if it's Monday afternoon at 2 o'clock, we're going to post regularly Monday afternoon at 2 o'clock. We're going to figure out the strategy based on your audience. You're talking personal lines versus commercial, drastically different. You're talking about a garage versus a doctor's office, drastically different. We're going to go through that so that you can actually formulate some ideas on a strategy and being consistent in when we're going to be posting those blogs.
Absolutely. So we do have a free persona template that we have linked on this slide to help you get started if you're looking to get started on your personas today. And again, personas are really here to help you get into the shoes of your customer, really understand what they're facing on a personal level and address it accordingly. So that way you are the trusted advisor when it comes to all of their problems pertaining to insurance. So we have a free template up on screen for you. If you want to write down that bit.ly link, that'll take you straight to the free template. You can download it, and it'll walk you through a series of questions to help you understand who your top buyers are at your insurance agency, so you can target your marketing to attract more of those eyes.
Anybody have any questions so far? Hopefully we're not speaking too fast, going too fast. Like I said, we're really just trying to touch upon things when I'm out there. We're going to actually take the time to physically do it so that we know what's a good and the difference between a good and a bad blog.
Absolutely. So now what we're looking at is what exactly should I be blogging about? Of course, we are talking that we should have a consistent blog that's going to actually require us to go online and do posts, whether it's twice a week, 3 times a week, or if you're getting excited about blogging like we are here at Paradiso Insurance, you might even post to your website 5 times a week for your blog. So you're going to need some content to focus on. So there's a few things that you need to consider. First and foremost, of course, should be personas, but we do have a dedicated section of our slideshow that will be focusing on personas when we head out to Kentucky. But here are a few other factors you may want to consider when deciding what your content should focus on within your agency blog. So your first thing is your target audience. First, decide your target audience. It should be based off marketing personas. Next, consider the time of year. Different seasonal blogs could come into play, whether it's spring or winter, depending on who your target market is. And then finally, you should select what your content should be focusing on. Generally speaking, you should focus on subjects that pertain to helping or informing your customers or getting their attention to one of your products or services. The idea for this third bullet point here is that you always want to be answering your customers' questions. They have questions that they type into Google, they want to ask, and they want to find a trusted advisor that they can rely on with valuable information. You always need to bring value in your blog. That'll keep your readers coming back on a consistent basis, which is why we're going to focus on sticking to such a consistent schedule when we're uploading our posts. So now you might be asking, how often should I blog? Since we're talking consistency here, the most important thing is that you commit to a regular schedule. No matter what that schedule is, it needs to be consistent. Your SEO is certainly depending on it, and your blogs should ideally be 500 or more words. As an absolute rule of thumb, never post a blog that is under 350 because you could get hit with, Google is always scanning. They send out web crawlers every 18 hours to update their search algorithms to see who should be ranking first in terms of search results. So you want to be posting valuable content. It needs to be meaty. It needs to have visuals. It needs to be attracting, have a positive user experience. All of these things will be going into play when determining your SEO. And the better your SEO, the stronger your SEO, the more website visits you will see on your agency website, and that's more opportunity to convert warm leads over time. And again, if anyone has any questions as we're moving along here, by all means, feel free to ask us in the GoToWebinar chat. Next up, we'll talk a little bit about agency website.
Agency website is absolutely critical. And before I move on and really dive deep into helping you understand the difference between a profitable website and not a profitable website, besides money, is the first and foremost is I'm going to talk about once you get to a profitable website, the downside that I'm seeing and what people are doing, agencies are out there and they are renting their websites. What do I mean by renting? And I've been really hitting it on Twitter, trying to communicate with agencies and talk about and inform them the importance of not renting your agency website. And first and foremost, how can you tell that you are renting your website? For example, if you didn't say you paid $800 to have your website made, and now they're retaining or asking for $100 a month or $150 a month, $75 a month, whatever that fee might be, unless if they tell you it's $5 a month and it might be just a hosting website. But the key question, and if you don't know the answer, is to go back to whoever created your website and say, hey, if I stop paying you, do I own my website? That is one simple question you need to ask. Renting your website simply means, and let me just tell you why why it can really affect you. So I had first done business with a company who is no longer in business. They sold. And at that time, paid a significant amount of money, paid a monthly fee, and did not realize the major difference between renting and owning, and rented my website. So in the first couple of years, it was no problem. We updated our website. We changed our website. I continued to pay. What ended up happening was the company and I basically kind of disagreed with some of the things that were going on with our website. So if I was to leave them, I would have to get somebody to build me a website and make sure that the transition is very smooth. And you're going to say, why is that? Because Google can actually penalize you if you're renting your website and they shut your website down because you all of a sudden say, hey, I'm building a new one. It might take 2 months. It might take 3 months. The actual communication of making sure that the rented website to if you rent another website or if you buy a website, that transition has been key. And talking to our SEO specialist that I communicate with pretty much, if not every week, every couple weeks, he's actually writing a blog for our next magazine, which is Be the Last Agent Standing, Volume 3. The importance of owning your website? Well, if you go and you build a profitable website, and let's say you're renting it, and all of a sudden that company goes out of business, where and how and who are you going to go find to build your next website? Will it be a smooth transition? That is the key question. And one of the key things that he had said to me recently is, Chris, I've seen more people do and become profitable and really do a great job socially, drive and generate people to the website, to their website. Their website company, they end up changing. They ended up shutting it down. They were renting it. Now they're up and running. It was shut down for 1 day, 5 days, 2 weeks, all different time frames. It was amazing on what it did to their actual rank within Google, the search engine optimization rank. These people were like starting over again, where somebody like us, where I have 2 full-time marketing people, if I rented my website and for some reason the company went out of business or I disagreed with them, they shut my website down, I would have lost a considerable amount of money, because every day I have 2 full-time people working on strategy within the Google world, digital marketing world. And so I can't stress the importance of owning your own website. And I'm going to really repeat that probably 5 or 6 times, because it's that important. And what we're seeing is so many agents here, oh, I only have to pay $80 a month. Well, $80 a month, and they have you captive. $150 a month, they have you captive. What is it going to cost for them to build you a website so that you can actually own that website? And the only thing you should be paying is hosting fees, which is about, I believe, about $100 a year, actually hosting the website. I've seen them as high as $250, but pretty standard, $100 to $250 a year. That is a standard fee for hosting your website. So with that being said, let's get on to having a profitable website. First and foremost is there's a big circle around the phone number. I highly recommend you have a local number because Google Local loves and searches, and having a local number versus an 800 number. If you decide that you also want to put an 800 number up there, that's fine, but please make sure you're putting your local phone number up there. It is absolutely critical. Having it to the right-hand side of the website is critical, because if you look at the way English is and the way we read from left to right. So what's happening is, by nervous movement, when you look at a website, the first thing your eyes is that goes to the right-hand corner. And that's why the most profitable websites are going to have their phone numbers there. We are seeing, and I'm helping, hopefully educating a few people, agents, when you scroll down, you're seeing their website or their physical address with all the phone numbers. That is fine if you have multiple locations and multiple phone numbers. But what is the key is, what is the phone number at the top? And if you have multiple locations, say you have 2 locations, put right at top. Put the location, if you're in Kentucky and on the top one, and you're in Louisville and wherever you might be on the second one, put the second phone number. It's critical to you, to making sure that it's very easy to find you, because there's 2 things about having a profitable website. The first thing you have to have on your website is you have to be found. You could have the coolest, sexiest, nicest website in the world. With no search engine optimization, how is anybody ever going to find it? That's the $1 million question. I've seen some really good websites with no SEO showing up on like page 10, which nobody's going to go to page 10. So the first and foremost is, in order to have a profitable website, first is search engine optimization, SEO. It's hard to find very good SEO people. Anybody that's looking for somebody, let me know, and I'm happy to introduce you to the gentleman we work with out of Providence, Rhode Island. He's very good. He's pretty inexpensive. I think he's very inexpensive, and he's worth every penny we spend with him. The second is making sure your phone number is in the top right-hand corner. Next to the phone number, I don't know if you noticed, but get a quote. That's a call to action plan. The reason why we have that second call to action plan is because what we're trying to do is either one of 2 things. You email us or you call us, okay? We don't make money in any other way. Call to action plans are absolutely critical to having a profitable website, and having more than 1 call to action plan is key. So the first call to action plan is the phone number. The second is right next to it, which this drops down. I hope you're having a great day. My name is Chris Paradiso. It's really simple. Give us the information and we'll call you. Next slide. Next slide is very important information. First, the address is off to the left, and to the right is hours. Not only when you register your hours on your website, it is absolutely critical when you talk on social media is making sure you register your hours and your location on Facebook. I reached out to a couple agents yesterday in Kentucky and said, hey, you have a website, which is great, can't find your location. But key thing is we go right and click right onto Facebook right off of their website, and it did not have their hours. So your hours will register if somebody goes to your Facebook page and say you're open. If you don't have any hours in there, good luck. It's probably going to say closed all the time, which is not a good sign. So not only on Facebook, on Google Plus, in the Google world, when you set up and claim your page, which we're going to talk about, it is absolutely critical to make sure you put the right hours in, making sure that the right information is there. And obviously to the right of the hours you're seeing, once again, contact us. There are a lot of people who won't pick up the phone. They want us to call them. No problem. Just give us the information and we will pick up the phone and call. We are constantly on every single page. We are going to place a call to action plan in front of our prospects.
Absolutely. And meantime, we are not only looking to build call to actions that work and attract people into our agency as new customers, but we're also looking to build on the customer experience with things like branding, displaying your agency, and displaying your staff along the way. So when we're creating our agency websites, we're not only looking to develop new leads, but we want to make sure those leads stay with us for the long haul. So we're trying to make people understand what it's like to work with our agency before they ever even have a chance to open the front door. So here you can see a few of our team members, some of the lovely ladies that we have as our insurance agents here at the agency. And of course, we also set up blogs for each of our agents that introduce a little bit about them, what they're like outside of the agency, what their hobbies are, and things of that nature. Their family members. We want our customers to get to know them on a personable level and form long-lasting, rewarding relationships among our customers and our staff members. So we're going to be doing quite a lot of branding with our agency website, but to even better attract our customers to work with us for the long haul, we're also asking for peer-to-peer reviews on our website. So we're looking to capture reviews and testimonials. These are a few of our very well-written and well-received testimonials that we feature on our website. You can see a few people coming in with 5 stars, but people like to hear from their peers. You can't just simply say that your agency provides good or even great service. It's really up to your customers to tell your other potential prospects and customers about how you are as an agency as a whole. So we're looking for reviews and testimonials on an ongoing basis, whether that's through Google, directly through our website, through Facebook, or other platforms for that matter. And we will be bringing a few platforms with us to Kentucky that we will feature during the conference, such as Rocket Referrals, which has been an instrumental tool for providing us with ongoing surveys, testimonials, and also providing our website with daily updates to our SEO. And we'll be happy to dive into that further once we get to Kentucky. Next up, we're going to be going over email marketing.
Still no questions? Hopefully we're not going too fast for you. Next up is email marketing. And I will repeat myself. Email marketing is definitely not dead. I don't know how many of you out there actually have an email marketing tool, but we're going to show you some tools. And when I'm out there in a few weeks, I'm going to talk about the difference in costs and how some of them can play a role and work more efficiently inside of your agency, especially if it's integrated with a management system. That is absolutely huge. But we're going to talk about that. So let me just take a quick step back, because my goal is to, for those that are not email marketing, is to convince you that why you need email marketing. And there is a question from Jared. If you could just hold on one quick second so we can pull it up. Great question. Can you define inbound marketing as a strategy in a different platform? Absolutely. Inbound marketing. What are we doing on an inbound marketing strategy? So when we talk inbound marketing, what we're trying to discuss, and really what we're trying to attract, is how do we get people and generate people that are going to our website and get them and capture them into our marketing strategy. For example, HubSpot. HubSpot's got a great tool that it actually, people that come to our website, it has the ability to be able to scrape their IP address, and it gives me a summary of people who are coming to our website. That is one form of inbound marketing. My second step to that would be talking about how do we then turn them into prospects. Just because somebody comes to our website does not make them a prospect. We then have to then reach out to them and go after them. There are several ways inbound marketing works. Once we scrape that, HubSpot then has another great tool that allows you to be able to create advertisements, for example, on Facebook and other social platforms. So we're going to say, Jared, you went to our website and you went on auto insurance. And you scrolled around and stayed on it for a couple minutes, because it's going to be able to tell me how long you stayed on. It's also going to tell me what you were looking at. So let's say you looked at auto insurance, homeowners insurance, and umbrella. So now I'm looking at you saying, for about 2 minutes, you really were studying home, auto, and umbrella. What's the next step we're going to do on inbound? We're going to put you through, and within our marketing tool, we can create and have those advertisements and have a set number of dollars spent to attract you. So you go to Facebook, all of a sudden, an ad can pop up in front of you. And what that ad is going to be specifically targeting, it's going to be specifically targeting you on home, auto, and umbrella package. Why? Because that's what you did when you went to our platform, our website. So that is one form of inbound marketing. There are other forms of inbound marketing. For example, things that are happening today and what things we're working on is being able to have a chatbot on our email marketing tool. What is that going to do? What it's going to do is generate people who just see an email and they move on. Well, we're trying to get and push these people into an inbound marketing. Simply means is we're bringing them in as a prospect. Okay. Somebody that goes to a website isn't a prospect, but how do we bring them in as a prospect? Well, we have to attract them. We have to go after them. Multiple ways we can do that. Hopefully that explains what inbound marketing is really. The purpose of it is to turn a prospect into a real prospect. Everybody says, oh, well, I get 1,000 visitors to my website. Well, how many people did you write? Well, if you're not tracking that, you don't know. And if you got none of them, were any of them really a prospect? They're not really prospects until we actually put a strategy together and go after them. And one key thing on inbound marketing that I would tell you, one of the most popular things that we've done that we sat on a little too long was being able to have a call to action plan on every single email marketing template that you do and everything that you're doing on your website. So if you have an auto page, you need to have a call to action plan. If you write construction businesses, you're going to have multiple landing pages. Every single page and every single email must have a call to action plan so that you can drive and generate these people and make them and allow them to become actual real prospects that we can target.
Even every single blog too, for that matter.
Sure.
And it's important to note that there is no one clear-cut answer to inbound marketing. It is a blended strategy, mostly involving digital marketing through various platforms, whether it's email marketing, social media, your agency website. And it's also important to remember that there are several phases of inbound marketing, whether your customers are in an awareness stage, a consideration stage, or even the stage where you can capture them as a lead. And it's important to answer any and all of their questions along the way. So getting back to email marketing here, we just wanted to throw up a few statistics that really help convince people.
Before we move on,
sure,
Jared, and I want to make sure we answered your question that you understood. And I'm not saying you're dumb in any which manner, but sometimes we're from the Northeast. We ramble on, we go real fast. And I just want to make sure we answered. Okay. Makes sense. Great.
Absolutely.
We're here to help. We're not here to just rumble on. So I'm glad that helped. And I'm happy when I get in to spend a little bit more time to learn a little bit more about your agency, to be able to say maybe I can make a recommendation or two, because every agency is so drastically different. So why email marketing? He's going to get into the statistics, and why inbound marketing. Okay. It's all going to be utilized a little differently. There's agencies here. One from Boston came and spent the day with me. They only chase non-standard business. So they are a progressive writer. They always say garbage business. They love garbage business. Anything with hair on it. We love DWIs. We love all that stuff. Well, that's going to be a drastically different marketing strategy than somebody who, like us, we are really focused on home, auto, and umbrella. If we're going to write your personal lines, there's a very good chance, and it's over 83% of our clients have home, auto, and umbrella with us, which it's high, but we also don't pay commissions to brokers if they don't write 3 accounts with us. So we actually penalize people because we feel that it's that important to the business and to protecting the client. And the clients we're trying to write when we share our persona with you is really people who need a home, auto, umbrella. They need something and have something to protect. So I'm sorry, Joe, to interrupt you.
No problem. So again, we have a few statistics up here to help convince you on why we believe that email marketing is so powerful, especially in the insurance space. But the big things are that email is used worldwide. Billions of emails are sent every day. Email's ROI is massive, and emails grow your business. And additionally, Facebook can't compete. And that's actually the last bullet point is taken directly from our friends at Forrester Research, who focus on buying habits and the customer experience within the insurance space. And we took a look at one of their studies, and it showed us that email marketing was still the most effective marketing tool, with only social media following in second place. So really, a lot of people are jumping the board on social media, but we cannot leave email marketing behind. It's absolutely critical that we not only use email marketing to attract prospects and convert them into leads, but also nurture our leads along the way. And we'll talk more about that once we get to our slides about onboarding. First, we're going to show you a few tools that we have seen being used by agents in the insurance space.
First one is QQ Solutions. For those that have Catalyst, I was a part of helping Mark Malice, who since sold QQ to Vertifor, and helping them create an email marketing tool built within management system, which was QQ at the time. I will highly recommend to all management systems that I only wish someday that every single management system out there has an email marketing tool built right into the management system. Absolutely critical, because what ends up happening is because there's not open APIs, which is basically codes that allows them to integrate with each other. The industry management systems do not have an open API, and if they do, it's very limited. They'll tell you they do, but it doesn't allow others to plug in, which causes a lot of aggravation and a lot of confusion, and very costly to us. The other great thing about the integration is that when an email goes out, it sits right within the management system, date and timestamp. You don't have to place it in there. It goes out automatically right from the management system. Hugely important. So if you have QQ, they do have Catalyst. They do have an email marketing system built in with it. Infusionsoft, it's not a management system. It's an email marketing tool that is a little clunky. I'm not badgering it in any which manner. I'm telling you that if you do not have a full-time marketing person and you decide that you go with an Infusionsoft, just make sure that you're going to learn, leave at least a 6-month learning curve. And that's what I mean by clunky. I don't mean it in any disrespect to the company or any other companies. I just saying that to be realistic, it can be costly because of the time frame to learn that system. HubSpot is 1/10 of an email marketing system. Why do I say that? HubSpot is an email marketing system. It's a marketing tool. It's an inbound marketing tool. It is a social media advertisement tool. It is an SEO tool. It is an educational tool, tracking tool. It is not like Infusionsoft, which is an email marketing tool and only an email marketing tool. HubSpot has a blended strategy, and it is much more complex, and it's for a company or an agency who like mine has some bodies to be able to help run that system. But as Joe can attest for you, I'm not going to tell you it's an easy system. There's a lot of tools that will help you, a lot of educational tools that will keep you up on marketing. So HubSpot is by far of all these the most well-rounded tool, and any larger corporation is using HubSpot because it's one of the best, if not the best out there. Can you speak on the cost of these? Absolutely. QQ Solutions, I believe, is about $50 to, depending on how many users, $50 to $200. It's very, very, very inexpensive to have it within your management system. You pay your management system fee, and then there's an additional fee. It's not a lot of money. Infusionsoft is between $200 and $300 a month, depending upon how many users. HubSpot is not determined on how many users, it's determined on how many email spots you have. So for example, with about 3,000 customers, and let's just say you're just doing an onboarding for customers that you already have, you're looking at about $3,000 a year in that realm. Agency Revolution, they have a combination of an email marketing tool and a social tool. And I've seen that range from $500 to $2,000 a month. A wide variety of ranges because they're unlike HubSpot, where HubSpot says, okay, we're going to put everything into one, but you only have 1,000 clients, so we're going to be less expensive. Where Agency Revolution, you can carve out things you don't want to use. So $500, which is about $6,000 a year. I've seen it all as high as $35,000. A wide range, just depending upon size of agency. MailChimp is by far the least expensive. We do use MailChimp and HubSpot. We use a combined strategy, which I will share with you and why we use more than one. And MailChimp is about...
it depends on the number of emails you will be pushing out, your number of contacts as well. But we're spending probably about $60 a month with our client base.
So hopefully that helps understand some of the price. But it's all going to depend on several things. First and foremost, what are you trying to do? Are you just trying to create an onboarding process with all your newest clients? Are you trying to do an onboarding along with keeping in contact and creating a boarding process for all existing customers? Or are you trying to do everything? You're trying to prospect, keep new customers, onboard customers. That would determine on which tool that I would look at. So hopefully that helps you guys out a little bit. Price range, they're all over the board based on how many emails or how many users. Each platform is a little bit different. Great question though, and I get that question often. So with email marketing, the first and foremost that I feel is the most important part of email marketing is, well, if you're onboarding a client, that means a new client trusted you to buy business. What I feel that our industry doesn't do well, or at least us agents don't do well, is we don't do well on continuing to communicate with our existing clients. Bills go to clients and it says Travelers, Progressive, and any other name of an insurance company, and your agency name is little and it sits off to the side. So I feel if I was to start anywhere, I would start with onboarding new and existing clients. If you have no email marketing strategy, I would be happy to help you to set this up. First and foremost, we're just giving you a snapshot of what we do. So what happens on an onboarding strategy here at Paradiso Insurance? First is a thank you from Chris Paradiso with a survey. Several different ways you can do this. I love for you to create a video, a thank you video, place it within the email, and that thank you is just really simple. If you have young kids, have your kids there thanking them for choosing to do business with us. There is just a picture of my kids, my family, and we don't presently have a video in there. For years I had a video, and we need to go back to having a video, which we have in our strategy. I would highly recommend putting a video. You put it on YouTube. The great thing about that is YouTube's owned by Google, and the other thing is it's real. It does not have to be professionally where you spend thousands of dollars, and I'm going to show you some of those videos when I'm out there. Once again, we are going to always have down in the bottom corner our social platforms, because we do want to connect with people. One thing I would tell you is do not put social platforms on if you're not checking them daily or routinely. And I say daily is, if you're checking once a day, I would still caution you. Make sure if you're putting those on any emails that are going out, that you are looking into this at least every 2 to 3 hours, because there's nothing worse than somebody asking a question and it's sitting there and nobody responding. It looks like you don't care. Top right-hand corner, once again, the phone number, and downloading our app, which once again, because they are an existing customer, that's what it states there. The one to the right is an email. It's a part of our first 30 days. And what is it? It's really just basically giving you and trying to sell you on why you should download the app. Pay your bill, get your insurance ID card, take date, time, stamped pictures of any claims, especially on private property. Hugely, hugely important here in Connecticut and many other states. You call a cop and you're on private property and people backed into them. A cop's not coming unless if it's a hit and run. It needs to be a crime, which backing into somebody is not a crime, so they say they can't come. have a copy of your insurance policy. If you have QQ or Catalyst and or Hawksoft, the agency, the company we use is goinsuranceagent.com, which they changed their name, I guess.
It is now insuranceagentapp.com.
Insuranceagentapp.com is who we use. They are integrated in several management systems and been integrated with QQ Catalyst for about 3 to 4 years, way ahead of the curve. And I will tell you, absolutely phenomenal if you get an app and this app and it can be integrated with a management system. Absolutely critical to the way that you're servicing your customers. I promise you, it's life altering. Just think, next year at this time, I firmly believe that our agency, with our app, a client on Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock will be changing and creating their own ID card. With that being said, and it scares people, I don't want you to be scared. What's going to happen, and I've already talked and we're communicating with agencies now, insurance companies, is once they change and create an ID card, they'll be able to leave. It's going to automatically have comp and collision on there at $500 deductible. The key factor is we have 3-day binding power. We're going to have to communicate with the customer anyways, right? So there's going to be a follow through. But the few main reasons why apps are working, and Geico has done a study on this, and they've done an enormous amount of advertisement. The number one reason people use their app is for their ID card, and it was close second, I believe, with paying their bill. And third and foremost is having a copy of their policy. So with that being said, there is an absolute reason each and every one of us has an agency app. And when I dive into why we don't send our existing clients to our website, why we send them to our app, I'm going to dive into the importance of how insurance companies are buying cookies and what a cookie is, and how if you have a client, you don't really want to drive them to your website. You really want them to download your app and drive them to your agency app. And I'm going to really show you why and how important that really is. A couple more quick emails. Part of our email marketing, our onboarding. Connect with us. We have and believe that we want every single one of our customers connecting with us socially. How important is that? Once again, you're going to see download our agency app. Several people had asked us for the vendor. We just sent it out. Hopefully you got it. I can tell you we are very happy with our mobile app vendor. They are moving forward, and I promise you there's great things to come for us that is really going to help us allow our customers to have some self-service in the very near future.
And once more, if you are looking for more information on our vendor, it is insuranceagentapp.com.
On to the right, another onboarding is going to be our referral program. So many people say they have a referral program, but nobody knows what your referral program is. Absolutely critical to be able to put that in an email. We also have a great video, and we post that into the world of Twitter, Facebook, and many other social platforms where we're going to be showing you that. Absolutely check your state regulations before you ever create it, because if you create an email, it's there. If you create a video, it's there. It's not going anywhere. It is absolutely critical just to make sure that you are obeying by the rules and regs of your state. A couple more that we're going to show you is the importance of buying local to us. And we have something called a partners program. It's called Partners of Paradiso Insurance. Anybody that does business with us commercially, we ask them, would you like us to be a part of our Be Local, Buy Local page? What does that mean? We ask them, if you'd like to give a discount, great. If you don't want to give a discount, we're going to put a backlink. We're going to talk about you. We're going to create a video. It's all going to be a backlink on our website. The great thing about that is if you start to send business and you watch your internet traffic, you'll be able to tell from Google Analytics if people are going onto your partners page and then going on to the clients that you've written that are on your page, and you'll be able to share that with clients. What a great way to say, hey, I sent over 300 people from my website to your website. Let's take a look at these analytics and let me show you. It's black and white. Absolutely great way to have a great program that can help your clients. And the end goal for our partners program is to marry our commercial clients with our personal lines clients. That is our goal. the last but not least slide that we're going to show you on email marketing, I believe, is don't get caught in high water. Tell us about your changes. What we're going to do is we're going to email you letting you know with surveys in there. Can you give us an update? Has anything changed? We still call every single client every single year to do an account review. But the key factor is when this goes out, it's important because there are clients that sometimes want to fill this out. And it's hugely important because on every single phone call, we do not have the ability to communicate with every single client. Not every single client calls us back. Some people just prefer to do it by email. That gives them that option. It's it's non-threatening. And one thing I will tell you on all these emails, you're going to notice all organic pictures that we have taken. We have hired, we have not used stock photos. We are a big believer in that. Your emails need to have a couple key aspects, and we're going to dive deep into that because your open ratio is going to be critical. You're sending out emails and people aren't opening, they're not profitable. I thought I was done, but we have a couple more here.
2 more slides.
Here's a quick thank you. We want to hear from our most loyal followers. Once again, what we're trying to do is trying to get people to follow through with a Facebook review or a Google review. Absolutely critical, whether people want to believe it or not. Google reviews help play a role in search rank. It is absolutely super important. Great question, Jared. You're killing it today with questions. I love it. Is that analytics a part of HubSpot or another service? If you don't have HubSpot, there's something called Google Analytics. It's a 4-letter F word. I hope you're not laughing. It's free. Absolutely 100% free. Whoever set your website up should have set a Google Analytics page up for you. Call the person. They will walk you through. It's very, 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 very simple if you don't have a HubSpot tool. But HubSpot does have a great tool, and yes, we utilize it. And yes, Joe reports numbers to me on a monthly basis, and we talk about the numbers. What's gone up, what's gone down, and why. How long have people stayed on certain pages? How long have people jumped off of pages very quickly? It gives us a quick snapshot. I will tell you, Google Analytics is very, very, very thorough and absolutely an amazing tool that agents are simply not looking at. And those that are looking at it, if you don't have a strategy to understand what it's doing, are your prospects coming from mobile or are they coming from PCs? Great question, right? Google Analytics is going to tell you. Are they coming from Google or are they coming from Bing? Great question. Google Analytics is going to tell you. Google Analytics is even going to tell you what city and town and how long and what's the average person going to your website. It is that intricate, and it's a free tool that every agency must be utilizing. Hopefully I answered your question, Jared. Awesome question. You have you're confused and you want help to figure it out. Joe, you can absolutely reach out to our office. But the first thing I would tell you is call your website developer if you know them. It would be super helpful for you to make sure that when they set that up, there's a very good chance, unless if they're fly-by-night, that Google Analytics is already set up. They just give you a password and say, bam, here it is. That simple. Last email I'm going to talk about, we showed way too many emails, but that's okay. The Paradiso insurance team, we're going to have pictures of them. You click on it, and what is it going to do? There's going to be a video welcoming so that you can meet our staff. We feel it's important. People don't buy insurance from Chris Paradiso on a daily basis. They buy from Stephanie, Hillary, and Jane. It is important to share and show off your team. Your team is very, very, very important. It should be a part of the email marketing onboarding so that when whoever answers the phone on the other line, they have the ability to be able to see who that is. Absolutely critical to trust and for the customer experience. Email signatures, we love video, and we use myinsurancevideos.com. So what do? On every single email that goes out, an email signature will have a video embedded in it. How easy is that to set up? Simple. Why do we have that? We have that different videos. Like I said, we use myinsurancevideos.com. Mike Demko, great guy, great videos. We don't want to create videos getting into sticky areas, meaning talking about EPLI insurance, cyber liability, or umbrellas. We leave the videos to a professional. and those are embedded in our emails. For personal lines, we have an umbrella. For commercial, we swap out cyber liability and EPLI insurance. That's just what we have done. But I would highly recommend the use of video. Video sold an EPLI of $2,800 the other day to a very large gym owner that we had discussed it with, and then he got an email, not even talking about EPLI. He watched a video and he says, "Hey, can you guys, you're coming out here next week, could you bring me an EPLI quote and a breakdown and send me a quick email of what EPLI actually covers?" I love the video, and it really hit a nerve with me. And we went out there, and within 24 hours later, it was sold. The video did the work for us. Off to the right is downloading our app once again, and also our social platforms. I highly recommend, if you are socially active, your social platforms, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, whatever you might be on, Google+, Instagram, Pinterest, should be there and should be on your email templates along with your app. The app is going to be different for downloads based on age. I would ask you, if you want some help, what we do here at Paradiso Insurance, because our average age is 47.5 years old as a client, we have to spend more money on sending out postcards, emails, and we have to hit people and be more aggressive in getting people to download our app because of one reason: it's an older clientele. So love to chat with you when I'm out in Kentucky. With that being said, I don't know if anybody has any questions. We're about 4 minutes early. I'm going to go in depth on all of these topics even more when I'm out in Kentucky in a few weeks. My email is there. We hope that you go to Paradiso Presents. Whether you go to YouTube, Paradiso Presents has an awful lot of video that it's all free. It's just trying to help you and teach agents how to use hashtags, the importance of visual content marketing, what tools to be utilizing. There are multiple hours and hours of video there. We also have a Facebook page, Paradiso Presents. Please don't hesitate. Hopefully you go there and like us, and we are posting content on a regular basis on those social platforms. And it's strictly for independent agents and agents as a whole, anybody selling insurance, and that's the real purpose of why we created those. So with that being said, Joe, not sure. Anybody else have any other questions? I really appreciate the comment. Happy that you are the president. We thank you. I thank every single president of every association. I am a huge fan. I am a member of the PIA. Mike Becker's doing a great job, and the PIA here, I'm in Connecticut, but we work out of New York, is the PIA. It takes several states working hard for us, but it all comes together with agency owners and agents who take their time. So I can't thank you enough, because if it's not for each and every agent that gets involved with the PIA, we don't get better. So I think it's something we don't thank the members and the people that are participating enough. So I thank you very much for your work, and I'm super excited to be coming out to Kentucky.
With that being said, folks, we hope you connect with us here on Paradiso Presents, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or checking out us online at paradisopresents.com. If anyone has any questions about the content that we went over, by all means, feel free to reach out to Chris on his personal email. We will address them on an individual basis. And other than that, we look forward to seeing you in Kentucky. And remember, you still have a chance to sign up today.
Thank you. Have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you in a few weeks.